Welcome to Hispanic Poetry Corner. My name is Fausto Avendaño. I'm a writer and an emeritus professor of Hispanic literatures. Today we will feature Amado Nervo, a Mexican poet who wrote during the last part of the 19th century and the first years of the 20th century. He was born in Tepic, Nayarit, Mexico in 1870 and died in 1919. He was from a well-to-do family. After his studies in science and philosophy and theology, he eventually ends up in Mexico City, where he founds Revista Azul in collaboration with Manuel Gutiérrez Nájera, one of the salient modernist poets in Mexico. Amado Nervo is often considered a modernist poet, influenced by renowned poets such as Rubén Darío and Leopoldo Lugones. During his stay in Paris as a correspondent for the newspaper El Mundo, by chance he meets Ana Cecilia Luisa Dayez. Thus begins a profound, intense love affair. She becomes truly the love of his life, one that lasts until her untimely death 10 years later. By this time, he has published a good number of poetry books and poems. Perlas Negras, Místicas, El Éxodo, and Las Flores del Camino. However, he is primarily known for La Amada Inmóvil, which contains heart-wrenching poetry evoking his lost love. I will read a couple of poems from this book and follow them with a narrative poem relative to Amado, which I've penned. As a narrative poem, it does not have the flourish of lyrical poetry, but I hope it does evoke the remarkable love between these two human beings. Gracia plena. Todo en ella encantaba, todo en ella atraía. Su mirada, su gesto, su sonrisa, su andar. El ingenio de Francia en su boca fluía. Era llena de gracia como el Ave María. Quien la vio no la pudo ya jamás olvidar. Ingenua como el agua, diáfana como el día, rubia y nevada como margarita sin par. Al influjo de su alma celeste amanecía. Era llena de gracia como el Ave María. Quien la vio no la pudo ya jamás olvidar. Cierta dulce y amable dignidad la investía, de no sé qué prestigio lejano y singular. Más que muchas princesas, princesa parecía. Era llena de gracia como el Ave María. Quien la vio no la pudo ya jamás olvidar. Yo gocé el privilegio de encontrarla en mi vía dolorosa. Por ella tuvo fin mi anhelar, y cadencias arcanas halló mi poesía. Era llena de gracia como el Ave María. Quien la vio no la pudo ya jamás olvidar. Cuánto la quise, por 10 años fue mía, pero flores tan bellas nunca pueden durar. Era llena de gracia como el Ave María, y a la fuente de gracia de donde procedía se volvió, como gota que se vuelve a la mar. Bonsoir. Bonsoir, mignon, et à demain. Buenas noches, mi amor, y hasta mañana. Hasta mañana sí, cuando amanezca y yo, después de 40 años de incoherente soñar, abra y estriegue los ojos del espíritu, como quien ha dormido mucho, mucho, y vaya lentamente despertando, y en una progresiva lucidez ate los cabos del ayer de mi alma antes de que la carne la ligara, y del hoy prodigioso en que habré de encontrarme en ese plano en que ya nada es ilusión y todo es verdad. Buenas noches, amor mío, buenas noches, yo quedo en las tinieblas, y tú volaste hacia el amanecer. Hasta mañana, amor, hasta mañana. Perhaps the most eloquent of his poems in this book is 6 meses, which I now read for you. 6 meses. 6 meses ya de muerta, y en vano he pretendido un beso, una palabra, un hálito, un sonido, y a pesar de mi fe, cada día evidencio que detrás de la tumba ya no hay más que silencio. Si yo me hubiese muerto, qué mar, qué cataclismos, qué vórtices, qué nieblas, qué cismas, ni qué abismos burlaran mi deseo febril y omnipotente de venir por las noches a besarte en la frente, de bajar con la luz de un astro saorí y decirte al oído, no te olvides de mí. Y tú que me querías tal vez más que te amé, callas inexorable, de suerte que no sé sino dudar de todo, del alma, del destino, y ponerme a llorar en medio del camino, pues con desolación infinita evidencio que detrás de la tumba ya no hay más que silencio. Now I will read for you the English version of the beloved El Amado Amante, a narrative poem which recounts the remarkable story of the love between Amado and Cecilia. As I said before, a narrative poem doesn't have the flourish that lyrical poetry has, but it does bring you closer to the characters. The beloved. By chance or by unfathomable forces, never to be known, she came into your life, a blessing that took you to the heights of love. She was the most noble, the most selfless and loving woman you had ever known. You had gone to the Latin Quarter in Paris to meet a young woman, hoping to chase away the doldrums of life. The last stood you up, and instead you ran into Ana Cecilia on a stroll with her sister. She too felt the weight of the sameness of life. You recognized each other at once. She was the woman you had long waited for, and you were the man she had sought. But the fear of a misstep drove her to declare, "A one-day woman I am not." And you asked, "So how many days will you be mine?" "For a lifetime." "All right, let it be for a lifetime." And from that day forward, love endured till the end of her days, though not till the end of yours. For a decade you enjoyed an idyllic love, until the day Ebert's bacillus took her from you. She slipped from your grasp. "C'est fini," her doctor whispered, and you understood that all was in vain. From her agony she would never return. A terrible fever consumed her. She was deaf to your words and deaf to your sobs. She was numb to your lips on her burning flesh. Amado, she had given herself to you, a love you had never thought possible. But death came one night to take her as a thief steals a precious jewel. But men of your stripe yield not to the whims of death. You would love her still, the woman of your dreams. You sought neither oblivion nor solace. You would love her in death as you loved her in life. You would long for her lips, her embrace, and always the soothing chimes of her Gallic tongue. You would bear what seemed a never-ending existence. You who thought Cecilia would be by your side until the hoary days of old age had to live without her. Steadfast in the hope that one day God willing, and in the fashion known only to Him, you would have Anna in your arms again. Thank you for listening. Once again, I am Fausto Avendaño, writer and emeritus professor of Hispanic literatures. Two of my latest books, Santa Maria in English and Paola and Raymond, can be obtained at HispanicBookPress.com or Amazon.com and by going to a bookstore and ordering it. I have also included these books in Alibris.com. I published another book very recently, Rodrigo the Cid Campeador and the Infantes of Carrion, two versions in one book, Spanish and English. I hope you can look these books up and perhaps buy one or two. Thank you.